Well, Shabbat Shalom. The sun is now setting here. I remember when I first started doing these Friday night Erev Shabbat teachings, the sun was setting at like 7, 8 o'clock. And now here it is setting at, it's 3:30 right now. 3:30 and the sun is about to set. Actually, it is setting right now. Beautiful mist up on the mountains though in the background. Hallelujah. And today was an especially crazy preparation day because not only was I doing my normal preparation for the Sabbath, but on top of that, I was just running around like crazy trying to figure out all the logistics I needed to take care of before flying down to UCLA, which I'm leaving on Sunday. And then I had to ship all my computer equipment down to my boss. The job that I was working for a Portland-based company, but I work from home here in Juneau. So I had to get all my equipment back down to him, get that all mailed and shipped down there, and just a lot of things I had to take care of today. And then now with the sun setting so early, I really had to just go at breakneck speed. So I'm so glad it's Shabbat. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So we will first begin with lighting the menorah. And if this is your first time with us, this is how I separate the 6 days from the 7th working day of the Shabbat, from Friday night to Saturday night. And this is a day where we do no buying or selling, and we don't make anyone else buy or sell. And we rest, we spend extra time with Yah, friends and family we spend time with, maybe go on a beautiful hike, explore nature. In fact, I always have a Sabbath hike on Saturday. But Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hallelujah. I'm so grateful it's Shabbat. So I'm going to light the menorah here, the seven candlestick. I can get my... Hallelujah. I got some James Block playing in the background. Hallelujah. Shabbat Shalom. The menorah represents the 7 spirits of Yah. Represents the 7 assemblies in Revelation 2 and 3. Represents a lot of things. 7, of course, is for Sabbath. 7 is Yah's perfect number. This being the 7th day of the week. Hallelujah. And now we got that lit. Some beautiful James Block playing in the background. You need some messianic music to play during your Sabbath. James Block is an excellent choice. And then here we have the challah and the grape juice. Let me just pause this real quick while I sing the prayer. Hallelujah. Get the menorah in the background there. Perfect. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei horei haaretz, b'shem Yeshua, Amen. Blessed are you, O Yahweh Elohim, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth, and Yeshua, the bread of life. Nothing like challah. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei horei hagafen, b'shem Yeshua, Amen. Blessed are you, O Yahweh, our Elohim, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine, and Yeshua, the true vine. L'chaim, that means to life. If you've ever seen the musical Fiddler on the Roof, there's a whole song dedicated to L'chaim. Hallelujah. This is a weekly feast day. I sometimes hear people that are confused about Torah. They say, oh, Torah, that's that old Jewish law. Sounds like a burden. No, it is a blessing. It is a blessing, folks. All the commandments are, and especially Sabbath. You get a lot more done Sunday through Friday. Let me tell you that. You're 10 times more productive than you otherwise would be by resting on Shabbat. All right, so I generally do some teachings in the Torah, maybe just a little bit of teaching in the Torah. Oh, actually, before I open the scriptures, one thing I wanted to just talk about real quickly is the practical way of making these tzitzit. So I had ordered, some tzitzit earlier in the week, and it had arrived by the time I got back from DC. And might need to set this up on my tripod here. But this is just a plain white shirt, and you can just, wear this underneath, like how I'm wearing it underneath this shirt. And all you have to do is you just put it on you, and then you just take your scissors, and then just on either side of the garment, on the left side, on the right side, you just cut up a little, like maybe 2 or 3 inches. And that way you make basically a 4-cornered garment, because Numbers 15 says to put it on the 4 corners of your garment. So you just maybe cut up like 2 or 3 inches up both sides to make 2 little wings or flaps, basically. And then you just take your scissors and boom, 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 boom. Just poke 4 holes in each of the flaps. And then you just take these tzitzit and you can just tie it through the hole and tie it in like that. So then you have basically what I have here. So if I pull my shirt up, as you can see, it's there's one flap with a hole in it, and just tie the tzitzit through it. And then there's another one. So it's real simple. So that's a really good solution for men in particular. Women, the best way to wear your tzitzit actually is on your head covering. Wear your head covering, which women are supposed to wear head coverings when they pray or prophesy, according to 1 Corinthians 11 and according to the pattern in Torah. And since we're always supposed to be in an attitude of prayer prophesying, women, you can put your tzitzit on your head covering because women are supposed to wear long flowing veils, whereas men wear more of the manly head covering. I have a whole teaching on head coverings, but anyway, putting the tzitzit on your head covering is a great place to put it on for women, since a 4-corner garment when you're wearing a dress can be kind of difficult. All right, hallelujah. So, and again, the tzitzit, they remind us to keep the commandments, and Jesus wore the tzitzit as well, because when that woman had that issue of blood, she grabbed a hold of Yahshua's tzitzit, and she was healed instantly, because there's healing in his wings. Hallelujah. So as I was doing my just daily Bible reading throughout the week, I'm reading through the book of Exodus, kind of going through the Torah, chapter by chapter, and some things sort of jumped out at me. I'm getting toward the latter part of Exodus, the last, about 8-10 chapters there in the book. And one thing that jumped out at me is when it's describing the Ark of the Covenant, it talks about how there's 2 cherubim, 2 angels that are facing each other, sort of, pointed down, looking down at the mercy seat. And we know from the book of Ezekiel and from Isaiah 14 that Lucifer, the light bearer, he was the cherub, the covering over Yah, and would guide the angelic host into worship. And then, of course, Lucifer became lifted up in himself, and this is where sin was found in him, and then he transformed from Lucifer to Satan and sort of relinquished his position of being that covering cherub. So what I find interesting is that now, according to the pattern in the heavenlies, because everything that was given to Moses to construct the tabernacle was a pattern based off of the reality in the heavenlies. Now, Yah has now placed 2 cherubim, not just 1, but 2 cherubim over his mercy seat, over his throne. And I think that the reason he did that is because he didn't want another Lucifer. Lucifer became lifted up in himself, and so he transformed into Satan. So now you have the 2 cherubim that are covering over his mercy seat in the heavenlies. So with having 2 rather than just 1 who can get lifted up, you have 2 that share the responsibility of covering Yah and guiding the angelic host in worship. So that was just a recent revelation that I got, and I thought it was really neat. The other thing too is you read all through the construction of the tabernacle that they used the colors purple for royalty, blue for heaven, red for the blood of Yahshua, and then white for the purity of the saints. And these colors are used in that thick curtain that separates the holy place from the most holy place. It's used all throughout the tabernacle. Well, when you go to Revelation 17 and you read about the whore, which is the counterfeit religion, serving the false Christ, the son of perdition, she's wearing purple and scarlet. So the blue, which represents heaven, has been stripped away, and the white, which is the purity and righteousness, has been stripped away. And now all you have for the whore is the purple, which is royalty, and the red, which no longer represents the blood of Yahshua, but the blood of the saints that she's spilled. So I thought that was really interesting as well. So the blue heaven and the white righteousness is taken away, only leaving the purple and the red that decks the whore. And then, of course, the beast destroys the whore, and then Yahshua returns and destroys the beast, and the purity of the saints and the blue heavens restored to that purple and that red. So anyway, I just thought that was real interesting for the millennial temple. So anyway, just doing a little bit here of Torah, just do a little bit every Friday night so it doesn't seem overwhelming. And remember, when you're learning Torah, learning how to obey it, how to implement it into your life, because every commandment does bring you closer and closer to Christ and dramatically blesses your life. That it's a process. It takes a while. This is why in Acts 15, they said, look, just have the newly converted Gentiles who are brand new to the faith, have them just do 4 things, which were 3 sexual clean laws, and 3 food clean laws, and then 1 sexual purity law from the Torah. And as long as they did those 4, then they'll gradually learn the rest of Torah as they grow. So it's a process. It takes time, but as you continue to grow and obey and implement these instructions, they truly, as long as you're totally in love with Jesus, and your only motive of doing this is to put a smile on his face, you have a heart after his own, like David's, then it just totally blesses you the more you keep and obey and learn about Torah and implement it in your life. These are instructions that are ordained unto life, as Rabbi Shaul, Apostle Paul says in Romans 7. And again, if you're looking for a good resource of someone to listen to, or a congregation that even does live streaming, Getzel, the YouTube channel Getzel, it's from Beth Yeshua International. It's a congregation, a Messianic congregation down in Macon, Georgia. They live stream every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And they also have a YouTube channel where you can go, it's called Getzel, where you can go and look at all his past teachings. But if you do the live stream, you actually see their praise and worship and the whole service. It's really neat. So I'll put a link to that below this video. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Yah bless you all. I'm so glad it's Sabbath. Of course, I'll have my Sabbath hike for tomorrow. Again, if you're new to my channel, on Sabbath, from Friday night to Saturday night, I take a complete break from all the stuff with exposing satanic pedophiles, with SRA survivors, with all that stuff. I put it aside, and for this 24-hour period from sunset Friday to sunset Saturday, I'm exclusively focused on the scriptures, prophecy, resting, and keeping the Shabbat. Hallelujah. All right. God bless you guys, and Shabbat Shalom.